Everywhere you look, someone is telling you to improve yourself, read another book, build another habit, optimize another part of your life. But what if that's the wrong place to start? Life has a strange way of working. Sometimes the fastest path forward isn't adding more, it's tearing down what's already holding you back. Before you can build a stronger version of yourself, you have to dismantle the one that's keeping you stuck. That's what I mean by self-destruction. Not harming yourself, not giving up. I'm talking about deliberately destroying the habits, beliefs, routines and patterns that no longer belong in your life. You'll lose parts of who you are, and that's exactly the point. Because what's left has room to become someone far better. Most people try to build on a weak foundation. You don't have to make that mistake. Grab a blank Google Doc, open your Notes app, or take out a journal. At the top of the page, write one title: self-destruction. The first thing you need to write is a clear description of the life you actually want. This is your vision of your future self. We've talked about vision exercises before, so I won't go too deep into them here, but this step matters. Write down everything you genuinely want your life to look like: health, career, money, relationships, peace of mind. Whatever comes to mind. If I were writing mine, it might sound something like this: I work out for an hour every day and feel strong, healthy and confident. I lead a global community of people who are improving their lives together, and the work I create genuinely helps them. I have a close, loving family, and we spend meaningful time together while continuing to grow as individuals. The more specific you are, the more powerful this exercise becomes. Once you've defined where you're going, it's time to start tearing down what's standing in the way. The first step is destroying the behaviors that keep you trapped. There are things you're doing every single day that quietly reduce your happiness and make your goals harder to reach. Bad habits don't usually appear overnight. They slowly settle into lives that aren't being lived intentionally. Even if you don't think you have many bad habits, chances are you have more than you realize. Walk through your day from the moment you wake up. What happens first? What happens next? Which behaviors move you closer to the person you described, and which ones pull you away? Write down everything that doesn't serve you. Maybe you wake up too late. Maybe you immediately grab your phone. Maybe you skip brushing your teeth, eat a sugary breakfast, spend all morning indoors without sunlight, or never make time to exercise. Whatever it is, put it on the list. Keep this list alive. Add to it whenever you notice another behavior that's slowing you down. This isn't something you'll finish in 10 minutes. Give yourself a few days if necessary. Be brutally honest, and don't ignore the habits that happen less often. If you regularly binge drink on weekends, gamble, overspend, or do anything else that consistently leaves you feeling worse afterward, write that down too. If it slows your progress, it belongs on the list. The second step is taking an honest look at your relationships. Some of the people around you are helping you become the person you want to be. Others, whether intentionally or not, are keeping you exactly where you are. One of the healthiest things you can do is honestly evaluate the influence people have on your life. Write down the names of the people you interact with most often. Then compare each person against the goals you wrote earlier. Is your friend Kyle helping or hurting your fitness goals? Does your brother Jake encourage smarter financial decisions, or does he pull you toward bad ones? Go through each person one at a time and ask yourself whether they make it easier or harder to become the person you're trying to become. It feels cold, because it is, but some of the most valuable decisions you'll ever make require that level of honesty. Your mind will probably push back. It might tell you you're being judgmental or selfish. That's normal. Your brain naturally resists change, even when the change is good for you. Remember, this exercise doesn't automatically mean cutting people out of your life forever. It means understanding which relationships deserve more of your time and which ones need stronger boundaries. When you know who influences you in positive ways and who doesn't, you can make intentional choices. And ironically, becoming a better version of yourself often inspires the people around you to raise their own standards too. Almost everything worthwhile in life feels uncomfortable at first. The third step is destroying the spending habits that quietly control your future. Where your money goes says a lot about where your life is going. Every purchase either supports the person you're becoming or keeps the old version of you alive. When it comes to your finances, this kind of honesty can completely change your future. The way you spend money reflects the way you live. If you eliminate wasteful spending and replace it with intentional choices, you'll build a foundation that's much stronger than simply trying to earn more. Start by writing down everything you regularly spend money on. Go through your credit card statements, bank transactions, and monthly subscriptions. Look for patterns. Maybe you buy coffee on your way to work every morning. Maybe dinner is takeout several nights a week. Maybe you're spending hundreds of dollars every month on nights out, food delivery, impulse shopping, or ride shares. None of these purchases seem like a big deal on their own. Together, they tell the story of your priorities. Now go through that list and ask yourself which expenses genuinely improve your life and which ones are simply habits. For every unnecessary expense, create a replacement. Instead of buying coffee every morning, make it at home and bring it in a travel mug. Instead of relying on ride shares every weekend, use public transportation when it makes sense. Carpool with friends or rotate a designated driver. The goal isn't to make your life miserable. The goal is to stop spending money automatically. Once you clearly see where your money goes, changing your financial habits becomes surprisingly simple. You'll also experience something far more valuable than saving cash. You'll feel like you're finally in control, and once you stop watching your paycheck disappear so quickly, you'll have far more opportunities to invest in the future you're trying to build. The fourth step is the hardest. You have to destroy parts of your identity. This isn't about pretending to be someone else. It's about recognizing that some parts of your personality no longer deserve a place in your future. Some people will tell you that you're perfect exactly as you are and should never change yourself. That's comforting. It's also a terrible excuse. Growth requires change. Change requires letting go. And sometimes the version of yourself you've outgrown has to disappear before a better one can emerge. So start identifying the traits that consistently get in your way. Write them down. Are you constantly afraid of taking risks? Do you procrastinate every important decision? Do you expect the worst before you've even started? Are you impatient, defensive, easily distracted, or overly concerned with what other people think? If you have someone you genuinely trust, ask them to describe your biggest weaknesses. Their perspective may reveal things you've never noticed. Then make a commitment. Write clear statements about the person you're refusing to be anymore. I will no longer let negativity shape my decisions. I will stop putting off the work that matters. I will stop allowing fear to make choices for me. These aren't affirmations. They're decisions. By this point, you've stripped away much of what was holding you back. The old version of you is already beginning to disappear. Now it's time to build something stronger in its place. Keep writing in your journal or document, but create a new section called the build-up. Everything you've removed has created space. Now you need to decide what deserves to fill it. The first step is adding the right behaviours. Think about the vision you wrote at the beginning. What daily actions would naturally create that life? Don't think in huge transformations. Think in repeatable habits. If your goal is better health, maybe you commit to waking up at the same time every morning, eating a high-protein breakfast, getting outside for a morning walk, and exercising at least 3 times a week. If financial freedom is one of your goals, automate transfers into a high-yield savings account every month. Open an investment account and consistently invest what you can. Learn a valuable skill that increases your earning potential, or attend networking events where you'll meet people already building the kind of life you want. The key is specificity. Don't write vague intentions. Write actions that are impossible to misunderstand and easy to repeat. The more concrete your plan is, the more likely you are to actually follow through. The second step is surrounding yourself with people who pull you upward. Think about everyone in your life again. This time, instead of asking who holds you back, ask who helps you move forward. Who already lives the way you want to live? Who encourages your goals instead of making excuses? Who pushes you to become better instead of keeping you comfortable? Write those names down. Then make a real effort to spend more time with them. Spend more time with those people, especially around the goals you share. If someone is genuinely passionate about fitness, business, investing, creativity, or whatever you're trying to master, there's a good chance they'll be happy to share what they've learned. Most people who've built something meaningful remember what it was like to be a beginner. If you don't already have those people in your life, go find them. Join local groups, networking events, workshops, or communities built around your interests. Reach out to people on LinkedIn or Instagram who are living the kind of life you're working toward. Ask friends, co-workers, or family members if they know anyone who's already achieved what you're trying to accomplish. You'll be surprised how often the right introduction changes everything. The people who have already walked the path you're about to take can save you years of mistakes. They're like shortcuts in human form. Finding those people may take time, but it's one of the highest return investments you can make in yourself. Keep searching until you find them. The third step is building assets. When you rebuild yourself, don't think only about your habits and mindset. Think about the things you own that will continue creating value long after you've earned them. If your vision includes financial freedom, passive income, or owning a business, then building assets has to become part of your identity. Ask yourself what you want your future to look like. Do you want to own a home, rental properties, a business that generates income while you sleep, a portfolio of investments that pays dividends, a YouTube channel, a book, or digital products that continue helping people years after you've created them? Whatever your answer is, start building it now. Don't worry if your goal feels impossibly far away. Your brain will immediately tell you it's unrealistic. Ignore that voice. Instead, ask a better question. What's the smallest action I can take today? Every meaningful asset begins with something tiny. One investment, one customer, one video, one chapter, one skill. Over time, those small actions compound into results that seem impossible when you're just getting started. That's the quiet power of consistency. Improve by just a little every week, and a few years from now, you'll barely recognize what you've built. The fourth and final step is becoming the kind of person your goals require. Think about the traits that naturally belong to the future version of yourself. Write them down. Maybe that person is disciplined, optimistic, patient, curious, reliable, resilient, focused. Someone who finishes what they start. Someone who doesn't quit when things become uncomfortable. Choose the qualities that genuinely matter for the life you're trying to create. Then build small systems that help you practice those traits every single day. If you want to become a more positive person, create a simple consequence every time you catch yourself complaining. Drop $1 into a jar or keep a tally in your journal. Make yourself aware of the habit until it starts disappearing. If you want to become more disciplined, write down the 3 most important tasks for tomorrow before you go to bed each night. The next day, don't stop until you've crossed them off. These actions seem almost too small to matter, but that's exactly why they work. Your identity isn't built through dramatic moments. It's built through tiny behaviors repeated until they become automatic. Treat yourself like a system that can be upgraded, because that's exactly what you are. Every habit you remove changes the direction of your life. Every habit you install strengthens the person you're becoming. Destroy what no longer serves you, build what does, and before long, you'll realise you didn't just improve yourself, you became someone entirely new.